Stick talk. 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 Stick talk.
And hockey. Yes, sir. We're back.
We're back, everyone. This is episode 26 of Stick Talk Hockey. I'm your host, Tico. This is my co-host.
I'm yours, Trilly.
And man, oh man, what a playoffs this first round has been.
Golly.
Good golly gee almighty.
Take your horses and bet on all of them because you can't tell anymore.
Oh, dude. I mean, our brackets are going pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit vindicated. I felt terrible after the first 2 days of playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the Kings winning right away looked like it was just a bad omen on you.
Absolutely. I thought the Oilers were just going to cough it. They looked so bad in that first game too, man.
Yeah.
Like they were kind of lost in their own zone. I was kind of scared.
I actually thought they looked better early on than they did at the end of the series, but
Really?
they won more at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they showed like a lot more grit. I guess like just what I look for in playoffs. I like the really ugly, not nice stuff where it's
Yeah.
just like super gritty. They just won the board battles. They didn't make any like stellar plays like LA was. Like LA had that puck on a wire,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
on the power play. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad that they closed it out last night. Well, I wanted it to go 7 just because I love Game 7s, but I think they would have had a tough time in Game 7.
yeah, I think so too. Absolutely. I think that LA is just so deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not like breathtaking like the Oilers in their first line, but then they just have so much more in that third and fourth where it's just like you can't take your foot off the gas, period.
100%. 100%. I mean, that was a great series. One of the, I would say maybe one of the, well, no. One of the best series so far, for sure.
Yes,
Was that
absolutely.
Oilers Kings series? It was just banger game after banger game.
It was a must watch for me.
Yeah, 100%. And so they close it out. They're moving on to play Vegas. I mean, now the goaltending's looked better. We got to shoot a little bit of bail for Skinner.
Yeah, I was chewing him out on my couch and then
Yeah. So yeah, he gave up the really bad goal last night, but if you go back and watch that replay, you can see right at the M on the CCM on his stick, that stick actually is broken already. So he goes to play the puck, and the blade of his stick just folds under the pressure. It goes nowhere. There's not really anything you could do about that.
No, truly. Like that's just a bad situation and a veteran player capitalizing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Vegas next. The Oilers power play.
God damn. That is a power play.
56.3% in the playoffs.
It's automatic.
That's one of the most ridiculous stats I've ever heard in my entire life. It's not fair.
It's not. Don't take a penalty. Just don't. Because like one of every two is in your net.
Yeah.
I hate taking a penalty in general. If you told me there was a 50% chance I'm walking out of that box with my head hanging low.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
But what do you when Draisaitl and McDavid are buzzing around your own zone, what are you gonna do? You gotta slash them at some point.
Absolutely. And even then, you just put them on the power play to buzz around your own zone some more.
It's terrible.
Yeah, do you see that Draisaitl clapper on the LA game?
Yeah.
It's a blister of a shot.
Blister of a shot.
Never getting in front of that. I'd duck.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not catching that stray.
And that's the other thing compared to last year as well, right? Draisaitl's healthy right now. And he wasn't last year, and like seriously right now, is he the best player on earth?
He might be.
He's outplaying McDavid.
He's playing mean hockey too. Like he's playing playoff hockey.
Yeah, dude.
McDavid's still getting a little acclimated. He's throwing a little bit of some physical game, but he's getting pushed around.
Last night I was surprised though. Like he had some McDavid chances that are hard to create in the playoffs. You know, where he like manages to break away from three guys and he's all alone, and you're like, wait a minute, buddy, you're not supposed to be able to do that anymore.
Yeah. This is a different game. You're not supposed to be able to play that way.
And
but
he does.
He finds a way.
Yeah.
He's the best skater in the league. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
You either leave a D-man way back and just hope to score shorthanded, basically.
Yeah.
Or you take the risk of having McDavid just crack wild.
Exactly. It's It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and it's hard to defend against. Like, there's no way. As soon as he takes that outside lane and starts cutting, it's like,
Sorry.
take the penalty.
Good luck.
Yeah, take the hook, take the hold, do something, trip him.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to talk about the big one here. The curse is broken.
Wow. Man,
One of the curses is broken.
I'm really shocked, but so happy for Leaf fans.
I am too.
We give them a lot of crap on the pod, but like,
I was kind of over it almost immediately though when our Leafs fan in the group chat started sending his "One Nation Under God" memes.
if this flag offends you, I'll help you pack. Get out of
Leafs
here.
flags. I was like, oh my dude. So you guys are still the worst, but yeah, I definitely you got to feel great for Leafs fans. Like the ones that have been diehards through all these years, all this pain. Shout out to Steve Dangle, you know.
Yeah, I can't see any more like 35-year-old men crying outside of the stadium watching the Jumbotron.
Oh my goodness. And you know, Tavares, after all the drama, the pajama boy, he gets the C controversially. He gets the big contract. It's been up and down. And he scores the biggest goal in 2 decades for that team.
He took a lashing, but he got what he deserved.
Yeah. So curse number 1 is broken.
Check.
Curse number 2 is still Game 7.
Yeah.
And they might have to exercise that demon against Boston again.
They might have to. I don't see that series going anything other than 7.
If I'm Toronto, they were chanting outside the arena last night. I saw them chanting "Let's go Panthers" because they want to play the Panthers, obviously. Hey, I don't blame you. If I'm a Leafs fan right now, I want Boston.
Absolutely.
Give me the Bruins. We exercise the first demon. Give me the second. Let's go.
Yeah, give me the big bad Bruins. Let's see what they're made of.
Exactly. That's your shot right there. You get the Bruins. You're going the distance.
Yeah, you got Austin Matthews riding high. Big Pappy.
And what a series he had, Austin Matthews.
Insane. What was it? 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points?
Yeah.
Dummy.
I know, in 6 games. And I think Marner had 11 points in 6 games.
Get active with it. God. That's confidence building. Like, I wish, as a Devils fan, God, I wish that we had that kind of stuff right now.
Dude, they're putting to bed the playoff choker reputation right now.
Absolutely. That was a great game. They just battled all the way through it.
Yeah.
And Samsonov, we have to give him some credit.
Absolutely, we do.
Some of those saves were insane. Like, dare I say, Broder-esque.
Yeah, absolutely. You can say that.
Ass out of the play, face down, glove up, somehow snags it. It's like, get out of here, dude. There's no way.
Yes. Shout out. Yeah, dude.
And shout out Toronto for playing the way they played, because they knew that they weren't going to beat Vasi any other way than just sending it deep and creating some havoc. And havoc they did create.
Yeah, and Vasilevsky had a rough series, but he played well last night.
He played
very well.
He played really well. He had them shut out for a good little bit. He was slamming the door.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not shut out. They were up 1-0 pretty early.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? He was
them out.
slamming the door after
totally.
that. Like, you were looking at this going, oh, this is a next goal wins type of thing.
100%. 100%, dude.
I seriously thought when Tampa tied that, I was like, that's it. Like, with Vasi now, he let in that one. That's the wake up call. We always see it. You know, we're like, oh, is this when Vasi chokes it? Is this when Vasi? Nah, never.
It's hard not to feel like the Leafs are going to the finals now. It reminds me of the Canucks in 2011. It reminds me of the Capitals in 2018. They took down the big boys.
Yeah, it's like the momentum after climbing that hill, you're just going straight downhill at a 70.
Exactly.
You're running into whatever team you see. You don't care if it's the first or the last team. You're running in that, and you're just throwing everything you have at them, because that was a great series, honestly. Like, Tampa gave them a run for their money, but Toronto was dominant.
Yeah, they won that series.
Yeah, you look at like how many people were actually contributing on this team, top down.
Yeah,
and they have depth now. They have Nyes, absolutely crushing it.
Yeah,
like sitting there and going into Game 6, going, oh geez, like do we scratch Nyes or do we scratch Bunting or do we scratch someone else to fit both of them in? That's a great problem to have.
100% it is. That's what you want.
That's an amazing problem to have.
And it's what you need in the playoffs, really.
100%. And I know Bunting's like on the hot seat right now. He took the suspension. He hasn't been too productive, but like that's a gritty, just he's a pest. He's a pest.
Yeah.
And he will score.
He reminds me though, like I feel like, I know this is like people, a lot of Leafs fans are like, get him off the team. Is he even going to get a contract anywhere else? He definitely like gives me Kadri vibes, where like he's going to one day figure out that perfect balance between the pest and the producer, likely in my eyes. But right now, I think he's hurting the team too much.
I think so too. I think he needs a little bit more maturity in his game. I
Yeah.
think that being a healthy scratch in game 1 or 2 would probably help that a lot.
Yep. That's
Especially
fair.
if you're making him take game notes on what the other guy's doing right. Tapping him on the shoulder, be like, hey, see how he didn't go for the head there? Yeah.
And hey, I mean, it's the playoffs. If the Leafs go deep here, they're gonna lose guys to injury, suspension, whatever it is. Bunting, he'll get another shot.
Absolutely. And drawing Bunting in, like that's again an
It's
amazing
not the worst.
that's an amazing solution.
Yeah.
It's like I feel kind of good as a Devils fan because if one of the defensemen gets hurt, we have Luke Hughes.
Yes,
But
that's your freaking secret weapon.
But I mean, at that, he's still very untested and not playoff ready, and also probably like 50 pounds underweight for where he should be playing playoff hockey at the caliber it's at.
Yeah, but like, dude, your D core is already so fast. Your whole team's already so fast. Adding more speed on the back end in Luke Hughes if somebody goes down is ridiculous.
Absolutely, but like he doesn't have quite the experience that like the Leafs would have in their, seventh man or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different level of confidence and production.
I mean, the upside is you don't have to play Justin Hall ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what was that stat? He was on the ice for 76% of all the goals in the series.
Yeah.
That's like a record for
Yeah.
Leaf defensemen
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not what you like to see, buddy.
God. Man, earlier this year, I was like, Justin Hall gets too much crap.
Yeah.
He's a viable third pairing guy.
Mm-hmm. I thought so. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
God.
All right. Well, the Leafs. Congratulations, guys. You got that first demon out of the way. It's been 19 years. So shout out to Reddit. I saw some stuff on there, and we're gonna go through some things that were true the last time the Leafs won a playoff round.
Let's get to it.
So the last time the Leafs won a playoff round, Revenge of the Sith,
Great movie.
the final prequel Star Wars movie,
Mhm.
had not yet been released.
Nice.
Wow. I remember that coming out. The Nintendo DS and the PS3. Remember playing those?
Yeah.
Those weren't quite out yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Friends was still airing episodes on television.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. So no one told you life was going to be this way.
Oh, my.
Also, a fun fact. We're seeing a lot of posts now, obviously, the Leafs winning the playoff round. That's the first time that's ever happened in the history of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Reddit.
None of those things existed?
None of those things existed.
Oh.
Nor did the iPhone. So the first person to tweet about that last night, whoever it was the first person ever to post about a playoff Leafs win on an iPhone.
That's insane.
Or to send a Gmail about it.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Generational stuff happening right here. Historic.
That really puts it in perspective.
Yeah, dude.
We were still doing paper media the last time the Leafs won a first round.
Yeah.
You could record it on your VCR
Yeah. Yeah, they were still selling VHS.
and not have anyone ruin it for you
Yeah,
on your
no
way
doubt.
home from work
Exactly.
to rewatch it.
It's crazy. Okay, so
Simpler times.
So the Leafs are going to be playing Boston or Florida. Game 7 is today. It will have been yesterday when this comes out, but Game 7, who do you got?
I'm taking Florida, man. I said they
Taking
could do it a
Florida.
while ago.
Yeah.
And I'm still saying it. I took Boston in our brackets because you
because
got to be safe. Like
every sane person did, yes.
yeah, like it just makes sense.
Yeah, if you tell me that you had the Panthers, cap, I don't believe you.
Yeah, show me it, and then also show me the rest of your bracket because I guarantee you everything else in it is wrong.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your one series being correct.
Yeah. I mean, Florida, they're giving Boston a run here, man. Matthew goddamn Tkachuk is out of this world right now.
That dude's a problem. He's built for playoffs, man.
Is he ever? And then, like, I can't even say enough about this guy. He's built for the playoffs. He can get in the scrappy stuff. He can fight. He can throw the body around. He can score at will, seemingly.
And amazing heads-up plays. Like, what was it that the Florida coach said after that win? He was like, 70% of these guys in the league, they would just slap that puck as hard as they can at the net as soon as they get it. He has the wherewithal to move it around the defenseman to the backhand, wait for the open net, and create the opportunity that he knows is going to be the one to tie off the game. Like, that's
is unbelievable.
Yeah. The hockey sense and hockey IQ on this kid is insane.
That Game 6 was one of the most exciting hockey games I've ever watched. It was just back and forth and back and forth, and the place was going bonkers. Pasta with the between the legs goal. Like, that's not playoff hockey.
No.
But man, was it fun in the playoffs.
Oh, God, yeah. That's a marquee matchup. That's
Yeah.
a WrestleMania main event pay-per-view spectacular.
And usually you see in a playoff series, like, the blowouts early and then the series tightens up as it goes on, right? We saw that in the Leafs, 7-1, 7-1, ends up in a 2-1 final in Game 6, right?
Yeah.
This series has just been getting blown wide open as it goes on.
Yeah. I think this is really just the definition of who has bigger guns at this point. Like, they gave up on the defense.
Remember when we said earlier this year that the East was an arms race?
Yep.
This is the race.
And what's funny about it is, like, the Panthers are just the little militia.
Yeah, they are. The guerrilla.
Yeah, they're the guerrilla army that could. They're
Yeah.
just storming every trench in the middle of the night. Like,
They're
pulling
a
out all
guerrilla
the stops.
guerrilla warfare with a Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, has Marchand really met his match with Tkachuk? Like,
Probably. Yeah.
I kind of want to see this rivalry just keep brewing. And
Oh man, yeah.
like, I hope we see this next year almost.
It almost like makes me want Florida to keep being good. I kind of think I kind of thought they were in there about to hit their fall off era. But watching Matthew Tkachuk in the playoffs is just so much fun, dude.
It is so much fun. And I could see Florida pulling it together. You know, Florida was very much a dark horse for me in the sense that they have a lot of very decent pieces that were just way underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so gritty. They remind me a lot of Minnesota in the sense of, like, the way they're built for the playoffs and that gritty,
Right.
scrappy mentality. But they just have a little bit more depth through that second and third.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think as long as they have $10 million tied up in Sergei Bobrovsky, they're going to have a tough go.
Yeah, that's a problem. Especially
Big problem.
Especially if you do make it through this round and then he has a bad first or second game. Now you're tied with the moral dilemma of, do we play our $10 million goalie and just let it buck? Or do we go back to the untested Alex Lyon, who was seemingly doing pretty all right for the first 2 games?
I thought he looked good.
He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, his glove failed him once. You can't really blame him for that. He did snag it right in the mesh and it just folded back.
Yeah.
That just sucks.
That sucks.
And that seemed to be what started the downhill slide and gave
Right.
Boston the confidence to create it.
Right.
Who are you taking?
For Game 7?
And who's scoring the winning goal?
I'm going to take the Bruins.
Bruins?
Yeah, I want to see this Leafs Bruins second round.
I like it.
I want it. I think I would love to see the Panthers win because, man, what a story. The reverse sweep pretty much on the Bruins. However, like my gut says, okay, the Bruins are truly the better hockey team here. They're going to find a way in Game 7. Winning goal, I'm taking Taylor Hall to win it.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I hate that.
He's having a year, dude.
I hate that.
He looks like 2018 Taylor Hall right now.
I hate that.
Genuinely, he does, man.
I know I should be happy for ex-Devils players and want them to do well.
But you have a Hall jersey.
And I have a Hall jersey. But there's just something so sour about the fact that Hall had his amazing Hart season.
Yeah.
And the Devils were like, what'll it take to make you come back? And he said, oh, you couldn't pay me enough. And he just
I'd rather
left.
be in Arizona.
Yeah, he just left.
Well, hey, you got stuff for him. You
Yeah.
got Ball.
Yeah, I think
He was a part of that Hall trade.
Yeah, he was. And I think we also took Dawson Mercer with the pick that was Hall.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, it was great for us. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I'm glad that we turned that into something.
Yeah.
But there's
But.
something a little like after the Kovalchuk situation, after everything that we'd already been through, to have our next star player who
Abandoned
wins
ship.
the heart just absolutely like go, yeah, no. You couldn't pay me enough to stay here. I'm
Yeah.
going to play anywhere else.
Yeah.
Trade me to the worst team in the
He went
league
to
for
Arizona and then Buffalo.
like
Okay. Well, yeah. I understand that.
For me, I'm going to take Florida as much as I agree that I really, really want that Boston and Toronto series.
Mm-hmm.
As a hockey fan, nothing would make me happier than that original six. That is like my dream matchup, maybe besides like Leafs Habs.
Right.
But I'm going to say the Panthers are taking it. He's been cold for a while. Coach has been absolutely eating him over it. And he was responding a little bit better the last game. I'm taking Barkov for the game winner.
I like it.
I think that he's going to do something pretty special here.
Okay.
It's time.
It is time.
This guy has a shot, and he has not been using it nearly enough.
Barkov, man, he's a gamer. For real.
He is. He needs to find, like we said, that balance. Everyone has to find that balance. You have to find how to turn it up without taking the penalties, and he's not engaging enough.
Yeah.
I think game 7, that's his wake-up call. I think that's going to engage the real gamer in him that we've seen before.
All right. Okay, so speaking of game 7s, we have one more, which is kind of a decider in our brackets because I had the Rangers in 7, you had the Devils in 7. One of us is going to be right.
Which is still pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I felt pretty bad about my Devils predictions early on.
Early on, after 2,
Yeah.
I bet you did.
I was like already, singing Old Lang Syne and
All right, who you got winning it? Getting the game decider in game 7, Rangers Devils.
I'm going to say Jack Hughes. That guy's been too active, and everyone else on the Devils has been so invisible.
If you're taking the Devils, you have to take Jack Hughes.
Yeah. It's going to be like a 3-1 game.
Yeah.
He's going to score on a power play, and then the Devils are going to play that stupid little trap system and get an empty netter. That's my prediction.
That kid is so good. It's ridiculous.
I hated having him on the point for a while. I was like, why are we doing this? But then like the mobility, the
Yeah.
vision, like he just
100%.
he opens everything up no matter where he moves. If he crosses over the point, drops it, everyone's following him, opens up a shot. If he drops down to the sidewall, everyone follows him. It opens up a cross crease. There's just no fixing it.
No, there's not.
And if you do close him off and close off the cross crease, he just throws it on net on the perfect angle for someone to slap it in anyways. Like, this dude is a cheat code.
He is. Like, I don't know. I feel like every series, I'm like, oh god, this guy is the best player on earth right now. Like, I'm looking at the Oilers series, I'm like, Leon Draisaitl's the best player on earth. And then the Boston one, I'm like, Matthew Tkachuk might be the best player on earth. And then Jack Hughes might be the best player on earth.
I'm taking Davo over all of them, but if we're talking playoff hockey, it's Tkachuk every day.
Yeah, I mean,
so gritty.
Connor McDavid is the most talented hockey playing human in the universe.
155 points, 57,
53.
Okay,
Doesn't. Yeah.
whatever.
It's semantics.
He crossed 150.
Yeah.
Tell me who else.
Yeah. I'm taking. My bracket said the Rangers, so I think I have to ride with them. You know what? I'm gonna watch that game tomorrow, and just so you know, I will be cheering for the Devils.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I will be. However, especially because I'm actually kind of mad at the Rangers. Like, I'm a little bit upset with this team because I was the biggest Ranger hater last year.
Go on.
All playoffs, I was like, this team is not it. No, the Rangers don't have it. No. They Shesterkin's keeping them in it. They can't control play at 5-on-5. At even strength, they look like the freaking Arizona Coyotes, and that was all true. And they went to the third round with me hating the entire way.
Yep.
This year, I watched that team in the regular season, and I still didn't believe it. And we got to the freaking deadline. They didn't get faster, which they needed to, right? They added Tarasenko and Patrick Kane, good players, but not speed demons by any means.
No, Kane's been getting lit up on the blue line. He has not had an easy entry yet.
Been a liability defensively, too. And I still bought into this freaking team. I did it. I had you guys in the third round again. And I'm upset about it. I'm upset about how bad you look and how little adjustments you've made. And you bother me now. So I'm right. Actually, no, I'm not picking the Rangers. I'm not picking the Rangers.
Talk to
Jack Hughes scoring the game winner. Devils in 7.
Let's go. I call game. I like it.
Yeah,
talked himself out of it.
Yeah, I did.
Walked off that ledge. Proud of you.
Yeah, I don't care what my bracket says. I don't care what my predictions say. This team bothers me. The Rangers, you bother me. Fuck the Rangers and fuck Mark Messier. Let's go Devils.
Hell yeah. I saw this meme the other day. Shout out the puck wave. It was like, what does Vincent Trocheck do, honestly? All he does is skate and complain.
Okay.
I shared that post, and then he scored like a minute later. I was like, no!
Oh, no. That's not ideal.
How? No, I can't stand the Rangers. And honestly, the only reason they won the last game, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now, is the Devils, after learning their goddamn lesson for 3 games, did not come out and throw a single hit for the first 5 minutes. And it was a landslide after that. They were back in the goalie's face. They weren't doing anything about it. There was no headlocks, no cross checks, no pushing. They were getting cross checked and headlocked in front of their own goalie. And with zero pushback from anyone.
Yeah.
What is happening? Guys, this is the playoffs.
Yeah.
Be mean.
They haven't found the balance is really what it is because they've screwed themselves though doing that as well.
Well, because the refs won't, for some god-awful reason, won't put away the whistle only on the Devil shit. The Rangers can come flying in, put Jack Hughes in a headlock, give him a face wash and a cross check, and they're like, yeah, that's playoffs. But then you have Kevin Ball come over, and the second he even touches Vincent Trocheck, they're like, oh, that's roughing.
The refs have been awful all year, or all playoffs, I mean. But like in game 2, I thought the Devils went way too far away from their skill game and tried to be this big, heavy, rough team, and they're not that.
No, they need to find.
They need to find the balance.
Yeah, and they need to have the guys that are willing to do it. I think that for the most part, Timo Meier is that guy.
Yeah, I agree.
He's proven it.
Yeah,
and Dawson Mercer, as small as he is that guy. He is so young and wiry and fast. It's just physics. If you just hit the guy harder than he hits you, you're still going to win. The momentum is going to displace differently. You're fine. And this guy does it.
We've seen that. Yeah, you don't need to be the biggest guy on the team to make a physical presence.
Absolutely. He hits him harder and he sends him over. Like when he engages in those board battles, it's night and day.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
I think really just the Devils have to get back to what they were doing in game 3, game 4. Game 5, they got a little too physical for my liking. I think that they were focusing a little bit too much on sending a message.
Right.
You have 2 or 3 big defensemen. You have that in Kevin Ball. You don't need every dude in the line. You don't need Nathan Bastian, Michael McLeod throwing these insane haymakers.
Yeah.
You just need them being chippy in front of the net and pushing people out of the way.
Exactly.
Find the balance. Give everyone a job. Stick to it.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the Jets.
Let's talk about the Jets.
What a fall apart. It was awesome to watch.
What a fraudulent franchise. We called it.
Fraudulent.
I hit this on my NHL bracket. I think I got it wrong on our pod bracket.
Yeah, you took Vegas in 6 on the pod, but in your bracket you took Vegas in 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 1 game off either way. You were right there. This series, once Vegas really got going, Stone came back. I said once Stone came back, I was like, the series is over.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it was.
As soon as he scored that second goal, it was like, whatever, this is done.
He's also got the best cellies in the league. Eh?
He just lives to score.
fired up, like Ovi-esque.
Yeah, that's the type of dude I want on my team.
Yeah.
He lives for the playoffs. He lives for the pressure, and he lives for scoring. Like,
Yeah.
just such an energy boost.
Yeah.
You'd be down 4-1. You see that goal, you see that celly, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we're winning this game.
Yep.
That's it.
So, Bowness gets up after the game and completely calls his team out. Calls the performance disgusting. Says all of their players were better than all of our players.
Can you blame him?
No, absolutely not. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Players were a little rattled about it. Wheeler had some words.
Of course he did.
Because
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Squeaky Wheeler.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kyle Connor did too. So did Hellebuck and a couple others. And the vibes are down atrocious.
Basically,
Down in dirty old Winnipeg.
Basically, every player who's been tenured since this team started having locker room issues are the guys that have issues. Well, let's do some critical thinking on this one.
Yeah.
You know?
There's probably something there, guys.
I've heard locker rooms have mirrors. Maybe use them.
Yeah. So, Jets, I mean, Rick Bowness still has 2 years left under contract. They still got a lot of players that still have term under contract.
And a lot of players that didn't seem to have too much of an issue. They understood.
Yeah.
Or weren't in a position to complain. But I mean, either
yeah.
way, you're not in a position to complain. You just lost a series 4-1.
Yeah.
And looked awful
Looked
doing it.
horrendous.
And you went on a slide from first to what? 7th?
Yeah, to squeaking into the playoffs.
Yeah, like there's nothing to be proud of in this season anymore. You squandered all of it.
Yep.
I want players that aren't going to say anything.
Absolutely.
Shut up. Go home. Take some rest. Train. I'll see you next season.
Yeah, lick your wounds.
Yeah. Let's fix this.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I think of you as a coach, and you're going to have to deal with it. And you're going to have to come back next season and fix it.
It terrifies me because, like, actually, the more I think about it, like, the more I see my Canucks, like, staring down the barrel of just being the Jets.
Yeah, that's not a future you want. Holy Christ.
Not even a little bit.
I just think it's so funny that, like, Wheeler of all the people is the guy that's the loudest about this too, and they're like, oh, like, he should have said it to us. He should have said it to us. He shouldn't have said it to you guys. Shouldn't have said it to the public. It's a media scrum at the end of the season. They asked him how he felt about the players at the end of the season.
He told them.
And believe you me, even if he did go and just tell you guys, just you guys, this wouldn't have been the first time in the playoffs. This probably was like the 10th time since January. Yeah. So it's fallen on deaf ears. Where else would he say it?
Yeah.
You didn't back him up much.
Yeah.
You weren't playing for your coach.
Yeah.
You were barely playing for yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't blame him at all.
No.
I'm a big fan of professionalism. I'm a big fan of keeping your mouth shut when you need to. This is absolutely on par for what should have happened.
100%.
Sorry that your coach is keeping you accountable. That's kind of his, I don't know, job. That's why he signed a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
4-year contract.
You can't go out there and give 3 straight performances like the Jets gave and then be pissy that your coach said you were awful out there. Because you were.
Yeah, wake up and smell the coffee.
Like, it's not like they played their asses off and just Vegas is just, they're just a little bit better and they inched out that way. No. The Jets looked awful.
They look terrible. Like, the Jets are a value meal.
Yeah.
They look great until you have it. And then you sit on it for an hour and you're like, God, I feel like crap.
I feel terrible. Why did I do that?
Yeah, what is wrong with me? Like, that was really just plastic that I was eating. Like, it's not even real meat. Like, just soy byproducts. Like,
that's what those types of players are, man. Like, you're
yeah. When I say Mark Scheifele is a quarter pounder and Bergeron is a steak.
Exactly.
Because they both sound great. I'm hungry talking about it right now.
Me too.
But I'm taking the steak.
Of course, yeah.
It's got the nutritional value. It's got the substance.
Yeah, it doesn't have those empty calories.
Yeah, it's not going to leave you empty in an hour.
Exactly.
Wondering where the rest of it is.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's exactly what happened through this whole series. Was just it sounds like Josh Morrissey. He gave everything he had, and he tried to play. That is like the one saving grace that I would give anything on this season.
I forgot we have one more Game 7 too.
And it's a banger of a series.
Colorado and the Kraken.
I think I'm right about this one, man.
Yeah.
I'm standing by my take from last week. I'm not changing. My take was that Seattle needed to win Game 6.
Oh, I completely agree. This one's over now in my eyes.
This is toast.
The Seattle had their shot. They really did. They gave themselves a chance that they could have not given themselves. They won with Makar out of the lineup. They went home to Seattle up a game with a chance to close. That was their chance.
That was entirely their chance.
Yep.
They took advantage of the Makar out. They really believed in themselves after that game. You could see the way that team was performing. They had full belief in their ability. And then as soon as they went down in that 6th game, I think reality kind of kicked in a little bit. You could see it in the skating. You could see it in the attempts, in the way that they were crossing the blue just to create an offensive opportunity. It was like, you're not playing the same way that you were 20 minutes ago.
Shout out to the Avalanche, man. That was a championship team that showed up.
Yeah, they got to it.
Yeah.
They just stuck to the plan.
Yep.
Like that's always what it comes down to, isn't it? Just like sticking to the plan.
Yep. Adjusting the plan where you need to, but whatever the plan is, ride with it.
Ride with it. Absolutely. And did they ever?
Yeah.
And
so now going home in Colorado, Game 7, I can't bring myself to take Seattle, even though I'm on the Seattle bandwagon. I really hope they pull one out tonight. Voting with my brain, I can't say.
Yeah, I like voting with my brain. I can't say Colorado at home, championship team.
Yeah,
no major injuries now.
Who are you gonna take?
Well, I mean, they do have a major injury, but like it's a third liner, and we will get to that in just a second.
Yes.
And not to say that he's not important, but it is a third liner. It's not like we're talking about McKinnon, Rantanen.
Yeah, we're
Makar.
talking about a playoff injury.
Yeah, it's
you lose a guy here and there, and Cogliano is a great piece.
A fantastic piece,
of course.
Like, no disrespect to Cogliano, but
no,
it's not the end all be all. The series is over.
Yeah, it's not losing Rantanen and McKinnon.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I meant. I didn't want that to come off poorly because like that would be very distasteful. I mean, this guy just has neck broken by Jordan Eberle. That is a scary injury.
Yeah, he did. That is, I know, horrifying.
But yeah, they're totally going to be fine.
Who are you taking?
Colorado, and if we're going game winners. I'm going to go Rantanen. Rantanen's getting that game winner. He's been too good. It'll be a McKinnon-dominated play that's bashed in by Rantanen.
I like it. That was going to be my pick, so I'm going to take a different one here. I'm going to take JT Compher.
That's a good pick. That guy's been humming.
He has been.
Like, one of the most noticeable players.
Yeah, on the ice, for sure. For sure he has been.
I've noticed him more than I've noticed Lehkonen.
Yeah.
And he's on an entirely different line that gets 4 minutes less ice, typically.
Yeah.
That's power. He's making all the plays in the corners. He is setting up some absolutely ridiculous seam passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, man.
One of my players I just love. Like
he's
I'm
great.
gushing right
He's
now
great.
because like
Yeah.
those are literally like Mamma mia, make it a
Mamma
pizza.
mia. Okay, let's cycle back around here to Cogliano. He's out indefinitely with a neck fracture. Suffered by Jordan Eberle boarding him.
A terrible hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting hit.
Yeah.
Like this is a veteran player that knows better.
Absolutely.
There was more than enough time to pull up, to make a change, to change the angle, to do literally anything else. There was no need for the hit. And I heard so many people across the league going, "Oh, well, he didn't protect himself well enough. He should have known in the playoffs that he was going to get hit in the corner. Taking that stance isn't the way to take it." Guys, stop it. We need to start putting the onus on the guy that makes the hit all the time. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't make that play and they turn it over, he's getting benched. And you're all going to be up here whining and bitching and moaning and going, you got to make the play. You got to make the play. This is the playoffs. Got to tough it out. No, this onus is entirely on Eberle. It's a disgusting hit. There's no room for it in the game. It was like 3 seconds late. He was in entirely a vulnerable position, hunched over beyond
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. We need to knock the shit off.
Amen, Trill. Amen.
Like, things will not change until we put the onus on the person making the hit. I don't see, like, in every junior league that you play in for the last 20 years, there's been what? A giant stop sign on the back of the jerseys.
Yeah.
They don't even have nameplates half the time. It's just a big stop sign.
In minors, yeah.
And you still didn't learn?
Yeah.
How have you been playing the game for 30 years and you still don't know?
Yeah.
This is a joke.
Yeah.
It's a malicious hit.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, those types of hits where it's like career ending, playoffs, done. Out.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
We're getting to that point now where it's like no one's learning. Guys are losing their, like, he could lose his career over this. A broken
100%.
neck is, like, that's serious.
Yeah, you definitely could not come back from that.
Yeah. Like, we need to start drawing the line a little bit more firmer here.
I agree with that.
I'm incredibly disappointed, especially because I had so much praise to sing for Eberle after he scored that game winner. It's like, God, you love to see it. Solid dude, just getting a solid goal.
Yeah.
And then you go and make a garbage play like this. I get emotions are high. I get the game's fast. I play it myself. I get it. But you
gotta have control. It's the same thing with the high stick. We already have that in place. It's your stick. You got to control it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, on another side note, rule change that I didn't like.
Okay.
And I might sound a little biased because I'm a Devils fan, but rule change I really don't like.
Oh, you're definitely gonna sound biased because you're a Devils fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for
But
it.
I only
Go for it.
I only knew that it came up.
Yeah.
Because of the Devils game I was watching.
Yeah.
Breakaway. I believe it was Kane. Dawson Mercer comes up from behind.
Yeah.
Way faster. He's edging
Much
him out.
faster.
Yeah. And he dives and he makes contact with the puck first.
Yeah.
Very, very well played poke check, dive, whatever you want to call it, to break up. We've seen it 100 times.
Okay.
Contact with the puck, catches the skate after. King gets dumped. 2-minute power play. Rangers score. I hate this rule. It is a stupid ass rule because they changed the rule so that now even if you've tripped the player after you made contact with the puck, it doesn't matter because you've still impeded the player from making a play. I don't agree.
I do.
I don't know.
Tripping's tripping, man.
I don't know. I don't know, man. The rule made sense. The rule always made sense.
Devils bias here.
Puck
I
first.
just rode for the Devils for you, brother.
Why doesn't that make sense though? We played with that for like 50 years and it makes sense. If it's a good defensive play, if you have if you're close enough to make the play on the puck and you do get the puck first.
Yeah. You still can't trip the guy. Can't trip people. What do you mean, Trill? You can't trip people.
I don't know.
You can't. If the guy doesn't have the puck, you can't trip him.
If it happened to the Devils, and like I would be saying the same shit because honestly, I just think that that's like an unnecessary rule change. It doesn't make sense to me because like the concept of the rule change is that you're stopping the guy from getting the puck back. After you strip him of the puck.
Right.
But in most of these situational cases, the puck is long gone.
But not all.
Like the puck was way out of the play.
In that case, yeah. But like if someone pokes the puck off me and I can still get it and I get tripped and there's no call because he hit the puck first, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, I don't know because like my issue is this: like in the NHL, like almost every single rule across the whole league, is just based on how you feel making the call. Like it's entirely based on interpretation.
Yeah,
and this is like the one rule that they've made completely black and white.
There's a few.
It just doesn't make sense to me, and I think it affects the flow of the game.
I don't know what this guy's talking about. I really don't.
That's fine.
Don't trip people.
Yeah, I don't know. I also saw like four missed calls after.
Oh my god,
that were tripping, like legitimate tripping. So,
I'm not here to defend. I'm not here to defend the refs. The refs have been awful, but I am here to defend the rule. Don't trip people.
Yeah, I mean, fair. It's
all right. That's all we got, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Sweet. Rock on.
Rock and roll. Game 7's today. Game 7 tomorrow.
Let's go Devils.
Woo! Yeah, I'm on board now. I'm on board. Y'all convinced me. Mark Messier, you're the worst. Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. Boom.
Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick